Hello my few friends. I've decided to do a quick vlog because I'm quite tired and I can't be bothered to do any editing tonight. Tonight I've been practicing counselling in the real world, not in the college, and it was quite an interesting experience for me tonight because I've now been doing this, well, I'm into my 5th year, which has been a long time, and my biggest struggle with the counselling process up to now has been listening and being able to listen. If you listen to somebody properly, it is very difficult to completely shut yourself off from the outside world and totally get into what the other person is saying to you. It is so difficult. I mean, you think about it when you're speaking to somebody on the phone or just chatting to a neighbour, and halfway through the conversation you start thinking, you know, oh, I wonder what I'm going to have for tea tonight, or it's about time I had a cigarette. You know, oh, I'm going to have to go and pick the kids up from school. It's a very difficult thing to totally and really listen to somebody. And I really struggled at the beginning trying to listen to people, mainly because I had this desire to be able to want to solve everybody's problem immediately. You know, sometimes when people have been speaking to you about the problems, you can see what it is after a few minutes, but it's not up to you to tell the other person what the problem is. It's up for them to discover what it is for themselves. And particularly when people go into silences and they're just sat there thinking to themselves, it's so difficult not to just want to jump in there. But anyway, having conquered that, one of the other things you have to be as a counsellor or therapist is to be non-judgemental. And I've realised with the client I've seen tonight just how judgmental I still am, even after all these years of trying not to be. Without breaking any confidentiality, I've been seeing this guy. I think I saw him for about 4 sessions. Before he was away for 2 weeks, I was away for 2 weeks. Last week I had no car, so it's about 5 weeks since I last saw this guy. And in the last session I had with him, I was really frustrated. Because this guy has done some pretty terrible things in his time, and he just seemed to show no remorse for them whatsoever. And he just, when we tried to broach the subject, he would just sort of shrug it off and try to move on to something else. To the point where I didn't particularly like working with this chap, and I was on the verge of referring him on to somebody else. But then tonight he's been, and we've done some really good work, and it seems as though the break's done us some good. And I see him in a completely different light now, because he's opened up and he spoke about quite a few things in a way that he didn't speak before. And of course I built this picture up of him, which I totally shouldn't have done. So it just goes to show that even after all this time, it's still very hard, still very hard work. Anyway, if I'm honest with you, that probably won't be interesting at all. So I'm just going to finish off by saying just how much I've enjoyed finding YouTube and some of the people I've met on YouTube. I'm not going to mention any names because I don't want to offend anybody that I might leave off, but those of you who I've met and I've subscribed to, and you know, you're pretty special people, and I'm glad to have met you. Until next time, bye bye.